with you guys. Look, this is the beginning of the ability for me to address and defend myself. We have an indictment. We have the information that the government wants to come after me on, and I'm going to comply. I've been complying throughout this entire process. I have no desire not to comply at this point. They've been gracious in there. Now I'm going to have to go and fight to defend myself. The reality is it's a witch hunt, because it makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted. You have Joe Biden's entire family receiving deposits from nine family members receiving money from foreign destinations into their bank accounts. It's been years of exposing. A lot of you here have reported on them, and yet no investigation is launched into them. I'm going to fight. I'm getting back to that. I'm going to fight my battle. I'm going to deliver. I'm going to fight the witch hunt. I'm going to take care of clearing my name, and I look forward to doing that.
This is George Santos surprising exactly no one by going with the tried and true Republican tactic of any accountability for my own criminal actions is a witch hunt. I wonder where he got that one from. Yep, one of life's great mysteries. I mean, I'm sorry, but it really is amazing to hear all of these members of the so-called Law and Order Party refusing to take any responsibility in the rare instance where the law actually works. From Trump all the way down to Looney Tune lawmakers like George Santos, I don't think a single member of the Republican Party has ever taken responsibility for their crimes, all while they predicate their entire political agendas on seeking accountability for Hunter Biden. Something tells me that if Hunter did exactly what George Santos did, that the guy probably wouldn't be calling it a witch hunt. Now, this all comes in the immediate aftermath of Santos being arrested on 13 charges, including 7 counts of wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of lying to Congress. Of course, Santos pleaded not guilty to all 13 charges because, hey, why stop lying now? Although, I do have to give Santos credit for one thing here. He says this.
It makes no sense that in 4 months, 5 months, I'm indicted.
And he's right that it's pretty shocking, although not because he was indicted. That part is very, very clearly warranted. What's shocking is that when the Justice Department wants to indict someone for their crimes, it's apparently possible without the investigation languishing for 1, 2, 3 years. Somehow they figured it out for this criminal, so why have we been waiting literal years for someone like Donald Trump to face accountability of his own? I have a hard time believing that stealing classified documents from the White House and inciting an insurrection at the U.S. Capitol are that difficult to prosecute that years go by, when clearly it's possible to bring about a prosecution in only a few months. And look, I get that they're building their case, that it takes time, that there are hundreds or thousands of people and documents that need to be poured over, but let's not pretend that this would take this long if it wasn't Donald Trump. If the U.S. is supposed to have justice without fear or favor, then the fact that it's Trump cannot mean that everything takes 10 times as long. But as far as Santos is concerned, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of New York said that the New York congressman would be held accountable for his alleged fraudulent schemes and brazen misrepresentations. He said, quote, "Taken together, the allegations in the indictment charge Santos with relying on repeated dishonesty and deception to ascend to the halls of Congress and to enrich himself." In other words, a pretty standard Republican politician. But here's the most amazing part.
Planning on running for re-election?
Yes, I am.
And why should anybody believe you now?
Well, like I said, I will prove myself innocent, and then we'll move from there. And re-election is a very far time away from now.
The guy is running for re-election. Talk about the level of delusion on the right. These people getting indicted is like a coronation. It's basically permission to seek higher office. If you want to be a doctor, you have to go through med school. If you want to seek higher office in the GOP, you need at least a dozen federal charges. And just for posterity here, let's not forget the extent to which George Santos has defrauded the people who placed their trust in him in the first place. In less than a single term, we found out that Santos lied about being Jewish, that he worked at Citigroup and Goldman Sachs, that he was a landlord, that he employed victims of the Pulse nightclub shooting, that his mother died on 9/11, and also that she died 15 years later of 9/11 related causes, before we ultimately found out that she wasn't even in the United States on 9/11, that he stole funds intended for a dying dog on GoFundMe, that he dressed in drag in Brazil, that he posted an anti-Semitic and racist screed on Facebook. George Santos is essentially where the truth goes to die. But in case you thought that George Santos was filled with remorse, take a look at his response when asked about all of this.
You looked, I'm gonna stand.
Go ahead.
You looked pretty stressed. When I saw you sit down and the judge first started speaking, what was going through your mind? What are you feeling after being in court today?
Well, when it's your first time in experiencing something of this nature, I think everybody would show some kind of stress, right? I quite frankly don't believe I was stressed. I did the best I could to just keep my composure. I was fine. But again, this has been an experience for a book or something like that. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe this is an experience for a book. Dude's facing 13 felony counts, and all I can think about is his next grift. Because why wouldn't federal charges be viewed as an opportunity to make some money? If you had any doubt about the pervasiveness of the rot within the Republican Party, this should put that to rest. And of course, this is no surprise in that party. Take Donald Trump, for example. He can't get so much as a parking ticket without leveraging it for a fundraising opportunity. When he was indicted in the Manhattan DA case, he fundraised. When he lost the E. Jean Carroll defamation case, Politico reported that Trump was expected to fundraise off of that. I mean, just think about that. The guy was found liable of sexual abuse, and the GOP is so broken that the gut reaction here is to think Republican base voters will reward me for that. But hey, party of family values or something. I mean, even George Santos' lawyer seems exhausted at the prospect of defending this guy.
You didn't have too much that you wanted to share at this time. He just talked himself. What do you have to say about how your client is feeling right now?
Hold on a second. Let me just find my car.
He's looking for his car, but hold on with us, Martha. I mean, he had a lot to say in that press conference,
Yeah,
but
that's up to him.
Okay, I know you said you didn't want to try it in the media, but how is he feeling? He looked a little nervous when he was in court today. A lot of serious allegations.
How many times have you been arrested? You think it's a little nervous and nerve-wracking? So it's normal. It's normal jitters. It's the normal jitters. Anyone in his position would feel the same way.
How confident are you that you can prove that he is not, that he is innocent?
I'm not going to talk about the case.
He says some of the charges are
Thank you.
inaccurate. Can you elaborate?
I almost feel bad for him, but then, of course, I don't. Now, I know the gut reaction here is to demand George Santos' resignation. I wholeheartedly disagree. I am in no rush to see George Santos resign or get expelled, considering Santos is actually an effective tool for Democrats. He shows perfectly well exactly who the Republicans are. That is a party that is so corrupt, so shameless, so duplicitous that the Republican Party can't manage to recruit people who aren't sociopathic liars and criminals. The crazies in that party might be useful in terms of reaching the Republican base, but the vast, vast majority of Americans very rightfully view the George Santoses and Marjorie Taylor Greenes and Lauren Boeberts as fringe lunatics. So if the GOP wants to protect these people, or worse, to elevate them, then far be it from us to stop them. They say never interrupt your enemy while he's making a mistake, and it looks like the GOP signed itself up for one hell of a mistake in protecting George Santos. Before you go, I need your help. I'm right on the cusp of hitting 2 million subscribers, so please help me grow this channel so the progressive media ecosystem grows by hitting the subscribe button right here on the screen. I also started a Spanish channel so we can finally start regaining some of that lost ground among Spanish speakers, so if you want to help support those efforts, you can hit that subscribe button. And finally, if you listen to podcasts and you want to support mine, you'll find a link to that on the screen as well. Thanks so much for watching.